Now, here's a interesting phrase, fiat justitia. Ooh, let justice be done, which is joint fiat. Joint, a joining of fiat. In English law, a fiat in bankruptcy issued against two or more trading partners. Ha ha, neat. 494, and this will be the most important, and it's going to get a section by itself. Fictio, okay? In Roman law, fictio, in Roman law, a fiction, an assumption, or supposition of the law. Fictio in the old Roman law was properly termed a pleading. Now, who do you plead to? Well, believe it or not, you're pleading to the cop. And signified a false averment on the part of the plaintiff. Now, what that means is a false claim, a false statement on the part of the plaintiff, which the defendant was not allowed to traverse, meaning he couldn't question it or challenge it, as that the plaintiff was a Roman citizen, when in truth he was a foreigner. Now, go back and read your definitions of citizen. Interesting. When in truth he was a foreigner. The object of the fiction was to give the court jurisdiction. That's correct. The fiction gives the court jurisdiction, but it doesn't. They leave out, you presume, and therefore agree and consent, and therefore the court has jurisdiction. Fictio legis inique operator aliqui damnum vel injurium. Where truth is, fiction of law does not exist. Where truth is, fiction of law does not exist. Ask yourself why that's sitting in this book. Fictio legis neminem luedit. I can't read that word. A fiction of law injures no one. Therefore, you can't blame the law. Yeah, interesting, right? Because it's a fiction. A fiction of law. Your person injures no one. But he's held accountable, just like you are, because you agreed. 2 Rolla 5023 Black's Commentary 43. Low v. Little, 17 Johns, New York, 348. Fictitious, founded on a fiction, having the character of a fiction. Now, do you think they mean character, or do you think they mean actor and person? I think I know what that means. Actor and person. Of a fiction, of something that does not exist. False, feigned, or pretended. Fictitious name. A counterfeit, feigned, or pretended name taken by a person, differing in some essential particular from his true name. Now, you seem to think it's somebody stealing your name and using it, when you don't seem to understand you're stealing your own name and using it. Ooh. Ha ha ha. What's that driver license say right there? It's not only a contract, it's more than that. It's a presumption that you are assuming and consenting to, and when you show it to the officer, what does that mean? Yeah, now you're learning. Now, and it actually specifies this is for anti-terrorist and Runnymede. The true name, and it has parentheses, consisting of Christian name and patronymic. Now, that's your true name. There's a power behind true names. Remember that. That's just an old saying. With the implication that it is meant to deceive or mislead. That fictitious name is meant to deceive or mislead. Yeah. But a fictitious name may be used so long or under such circumstances as to become an assumed name. Ah, you just saw it, I told you up there. In which case it may become a proper designation of the individual, you, for ordinary businesses and legal purposes. That's correct. See Pollard v. Fidelity F Insurance Company, 1SD 570 47 NW 1060 Carlock v. Cognaci 88 Cal 626 pack 597. Damn. And finally, fictitious plaintiff. A person appearing in the writ or record as the plaintiff in a suit, but who in reality does not exist. Or who is ignorant of the suit and of the use of his name in it. It is a contempt of court to sue in the name of a fictitious party. I'm going to leave that one to the other ones. They know what it says. C, for Black's Commentary, 134. All right, kids, this was a very, very long one, and I know you're tired of listening to me, but anyway, damn, it's almost been 45 minutes, ain't it? But I'm not going to do any lectures or anything, but this is just the very, 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 this is bottom basement stuff, man. Bottom basement. The best investment I ever made was in Black's Fifth. I bought an unabridged, man. Ooh, got a nice cover. But anyway, the point was that sent me back 50 or I can't remember how many dollars that sent me back. But I'll never look back. That is one of the best dictionaries. Now, the older dictionaries will give it to you, and I'm just telling you, you're assuming to presume. You construe, son, so they construe that you signed on the dotted line. Guess who don't tell you that? Guess who don't tell you when they're spouting philosophy and bullshit that you're already in a voluntary society? Who don't tell you that? Bar associates, judges, cops, and everybody else. But if you even remotely screw up and do harm, damage, or loss, Mr. Officer of the Peace, he ain't forgot that other part of his job. Now, as far as the rest of it, just go learn. Books are free on the internet. Even though I keep catching Google pulling pages out of the previews. I found that in a couple spots. That's not cool, Google, because I can't see. I know what you're trying to hide, Google. I know some of those definitions you're trying to hide. But anyway, kids, I thought you'd enjoy that very much. And there should never be any argument from here on out about freedom fighters and the real law. That's all there is to it. They can have all their fanciful stuff that flies in Magic Land with unicorns and Ron Paul and constitutions and people that shoot lightning bolts out their ass and hamburgers that fly around magically and you eat them and all is great, right? Or there can be the real world. So, your choice. It's your choice to go learn. So, go learn. I don't know what the fuck you're waiting on. Don't wait on me and don't wait on them either. They're not going to pay your bills, and they're not going to make your life easier. But the law will.